is in every way exceptional, and yet the job of this film, I suppose, is to make him someone that we can all connect with. How did you find that balance between showing just how exceptional he was and making him someone that we, as normal human beings who don't have his gifts, could relate to?
I mean, it's hard to really understand the work on it because it's so on such a high level. But I think what's really easy to understand and to relate to is he's to not be feeling that prejudiced, to not have your ideas believed to have been understood. I mean, he was carrying so much. I mean, just the fact that he had to be quiet about his love, his sexuality, to be his ideas, and there's such a very human aspect of it, and I think that was very important. As I said a few times, I mean, I think that this film, I want to be, is a celebration of those who are different, those who dare to think new ideas and are brave enough to live and be and think outside the norm.
Benedict, so much of Turing's character in the film is inside his head, inside his heart. What was the way in for you to try to show that on screen?
Well, not being a maths genius or a war hero or a gay icon, I had to look for something that's common to all of us, and the thing that really hooked me into him and made me feel and care a great deal about him was the realization that everything he knew, everything he understood, everything he brought us as a scientist, as a hero and as a gay icon was felt first, was experienced. He was an incredibly sensitive human being, and I mean, it began right at the beginning of his life. He was adopted by foster parents whilst his parents were working in the diplomatic abroad until the age of 4. When they returned, he had a stammer. I imagine a stammer in those days would have excluded you from a lot of the very normal social bonds that should be easy to make at that age with fellow children. And at every single point, every adversity, everything that he ever experienced, it seemed to me that he somehow managed to turn that to his advantage. So a child brother who couldn't speak would then look for other ways to communicate and internalise his feelings, his thought process. And I just sort of found that all the way through Graham's extraordinary script, that every single adversity seemed to help him to come to an alternative way of thinking. And thank God for all of us, because what he gave us both in his work at Bletchley and being the father of the computing age, the computer itself, and showing us that any prejudice, any scapegoating of a minority, any misunderstanding of someone who is different is perilous for all of us. His way of living created that, and I don't know, I think what I'm trying to say is it means that for all of his extraordinary achievements, for all of his differences, which the film celebrates, he's one of us. He's one of us, and we can relate to that. We can relate to the things he experienced in life. To lose your first love, the tender moments of your adolescence, to discover that you're gay, to put all your faith in, and also be brought out of yourself by somebody as extraordinary as Christopher Morcom obviously was, and to have that ripped away from you by death, I can't imagine the damage that would have done. I mean, it's a very tender, sensitive, and important time in anyone's life, and that was the first moment, I think, probably since childhood, that he had an excuse to be more than what he felt he was, and not be differentiated and bullied and excluded, to be accepted. And it was only until Joan came along that he had that experience again, and I saw those hooks in the story, and I tried to play his learning curves as a human being throughout them, because everything, like I said, everything he gave us, which to us is extraordinary to imagine achieving, he achieved through the ordinary. So that was one of the many reasons I found him inspiring.
Thank you.